Hey guys, I'm Ja Harris and this is Digital World Conquest, your #1 source for video games, music, movies, and electronics. Let's get started. Alright guys, so it has been a very tiring week for me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get back to my videos, so I do want to make another video for the end of Attack on Titan as well, or Attack on Titan as current, because I don't know, I'm not a mind reader. But until October 11th, when that episode airs, we will be discussing My Hero all the way around. My Hero? What can I say? I'm foaming at the mouth about it. Let's get started. So today I'm just going to be talking about My Hero, Tale of Two Heroes, or a Two Heroes Tale, whatever you want to call it, and then the actual episode that is current in the anime as well. So first of all, if you haven't seen the movie, it's in limited viewing in every theater you're around. I'm for sure, because you live here in America, unless you're, overseas watching me right now, and that's crazy. Thank you, but I doubt it. So what I want to say to you is, if you haven't seen it, go see it. But also, if you haven't seen it, I will be saving all of my inherent spoilers for the end of this video. So let's just get started talking about it. First of all, it's the first My Hero movie, canon or non-canon. And for me personally, it's the first movie that I've seen that was an anime movie that I went to the theaters to see. Now, I saw Pokemon 2000 when it came out on VHS, but I didn't see it in theaters. I don't believe it was theaters. I don't know. I was 8. So this is the first theater viewing I got of an anime that was current as well. And I went to a major movie theater. Like, I sat in leather seating. Like, it was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was coupled with the camaraderie I felt being in that theater. Where I was at, I went to the Fashion Square, I'm not gonna lie to you. So, it was not too many people in there. I thought I was gonna have to reserve seats. It said reserved seating next to the title of the movie, so I lost my mind, right? I start foaming. I start thinking, okay, I gotta get these seats right in the middle. I looked at it 2 hours before the movie started because I wanted to make sure, right? And I get there, and it was pretty well spaced out. I don't want to say I'm sure, but I think me and my girlfriend had the row to ourselves, right? So the few people that we had to share that moment with, it was really nice. Everybody was quiet, everybody was attentive, everybody was focused, obviously. I would have loved to see some of us dressing up, but then again, I just wore a plain old Tokyo shirt. The way this movie has came about, I love the creation and operation of this film. From the fact that it's non-canon, but it's so, and I'm going to tell you something, if you haven't seen it, non-spoilers, it's so close to canon. You can just taste it, right? You can just taste it. If you sat in that theater and you saw this movie, or you bootlegged it, because I'm going to try to still bootleg it for my fans, you know what I'm saying? I'll do the underground dirty work for my fans, I will. But if you saw this movie, you know it's so close to how canon it could possibly be. It's like this is the movie, and this is the actual canon fire. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? For me, in my interpretation, it was My Hero bumped up. Okay, now, and I don't mean to sound so excited about it, but to be honest with you, it was My Hero, double the action, double the violence, specifically the action, and specifically the violence, and I'm so sorry, the edgy, the sexiness was just so on point for me. It was a couple times in the movie theater when them boys was dressed in them tuxedos and Todoroki started burning his off. I was like, whew, man, it looked good. I'm sorry for going there, but it did. It looked great. Like, it had all the elements that you wanted to sell a movie, not just a TV show, to sell a movie. Like, there's young women getting pistol whipped in this movie. I won't give you any. I'm not trying to spoil it. I'm not gonna tell you who, I'm not gonna tell you how, I'm not gonna say that. But there are young people being pistol whipped in this production, okay? You can rest assured on that. And I like it. The amount of blood that I saw in this movie, hey, it was nice now, okay? My Hero doesn't have to be like this week in and week out, but a nice little My Hero non-canon at the end of season 3, come on, you can't beat that, nigga. That's slapping, nigga. Come on, bro. They pulled out all the stops, right? So to stop my fanboy parading, I'm gonna talk about the movie. So it was All Might being invited by his young former sidekicks. Well, I guess they're the same age. It was his sidekicks. It was his former sidekicks. It was All Might being invited by his young. God damn it. We have All Might being invited by his former sidekick's daughter, who is of age to be in her own support hero class. I'm fucking foaming. Invites him out to Island for this expo. All Might invites Midoriya, not realizing how much of a fucking geek he is. Dude, Midoriya is like tapped in this entire movie. Like he's like, yo, this is the shit and that's the shit and you're the shit and why haven't I seen, you know what I'm saying? Like he does that, the muttering, like it has every essence of that personality from Midoriya that we fucking love, bro. I didn't watch too many trailers for this just because I wanted to be completely surprised. Like I said, I had never been in the movie theaters. I knew as soon as it came out I was going to see it. I told you I was going to bootleg it, but I knew my girl was going to take me to see it. You know, make me pay that money for that experience, and I'm glad I did. Because it's really is irreplaceable. Yeah, you can probably find this online, but I will tell you that you cannot replace going to this theaters and seeing this My Hero in theaters for the first time. You can't replace that, and I know that for sure, right? Me coming into this movie not really knowing what was going to go on, I was fairly surprised. I'm not going to lie to you. I did no research whatsoever. I knew I was going to watch it, expose myself to anything that, you know, jumped out to me and tell you guys about it. So that's exactly what I did. So when I found out, spoiler, non-spoiler, that everybody on the poster board, the entire class, was present for this movie, I loved it. I loved it. I didn't know that. When I saw Bakugo in that bitch, bro, I lost it. We all did. You know, in a movie theater, when you see Bakugo, you love this nigga. And even though it's in English, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit dusted that it was in English, but what can I say? It's a movie theater, it's America. I need to get with the times, right? Or I need to slow down for the times. Pause, right? But even though it was in English, Bakugo and the rest of the cast still got their personality, their image, their panache across me, right? Like I still got that feeling. I still got emotional. I still teared up, right? And that's all I can really ask for. But when I found out that everybody was in this movie, the major villains, the major heroes, I'm not going to say who, you've seen the poster board, I was highly surprised and pleased, you know? So I'm going to get a little bit deeper into what happens. And once it gets to a point where you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, cut it off. Skip like 2 minutes ahead and we'll talk about the latest episode of My Hero anime right before right now. So they get to Island. All Might tells Midoriya about his, you know, younger years with his sidekick, and we get to see some unprecedented All Might from the bronze, silver ages. I think, you know, we see him in his golden age, or we see him golden age post All for One fight. Ooh, right? But to see the type of person he was back then, oh my god, I loved it, right? There was this scene, spoiler, not really, nothing important, but there was this scene where he was talking with his young sidekick back in the day, like, you know, he really thirsted for the justice that he wanted to dispatch out on the streets. And not for any vengeful or any forceful or violent actions, but just to show the people that they were safe. That shit makes you love a character, right? That shit makes you emotionally invested in that character. And you got plenty of that from Midoriya. You got plenty of that from All Might. Hell, I even got a little bit from Ida and Todoroki. Oh, Minata, harem. Oh my god, I'm done. Don't even ask me. I'm gonna annoy the fuck out of you with it. But once we get them on the island, they're there, they get to geek out, they get to see everybody. It's like that fun, warming feeling you get from the beginning of a Pokemon movie before the main crisis hits. You know, like it's the it's the climax, right? So the rise in action of this movie was so fun. It was so lighthearted, and I enjoyed seeing the things that they made specifically for this movie. Like spoiler, that little gauntlet, that full gauntlet. Oh my god, genius! Have it for the movie. Have it break apart at the end of the movie, and there you go. You have an explanation. No plot holes. No. Ooh, I saw it. I was like, you're right. That's great. Of course, she can make him another one, but she lives on an island that she can't leave. Isn't that correct? I love it. Stitch that up so fucking nicely. I like that. And as light and as fun as the beginning of this movie was, the end half, oh, it was so dark. It was so gritty. It was, shut up, bitch. With the pistol whip, and then she just fly across the room and the blood splatters. Come on. That's fucking nice, dog. You get, what else? What else were we treated to? I will say one more thing before I get specifically into spoiler. The last thing that I feel like we truly got rewarded with in this movie, that you don't see every day in the anime or every week, with the anime, is being able to see Midoriya and All Might wisping across the scene. Whisking too. The boys was out there cooking. Okay? Midoriya was out there cooking with the full gauntlet. Bro. Like, that nigga was crazy. At one point, there were some points, and I've said this before, but there were some points during this battle scene where you just see his green light wisp across the fucking screen. Like, you're just, like when the big machine comes out, you just see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see such raw athleticism, to see such display of power from Midoriya and All Might at the same time, no holds barred. Oh, it was superhero sidekick heaven, right? I leaned back in that leather seat of that theater and I went on to the Lord, okay? When I saw that, all right? You have to see this with like systems around you, with the sounds just pumping into your head. I'm not trying to get you gassed up. It's really that good, okay? But get more so into the plot. So we have everybody on the island. You have main villains enter said plot. The detainment of all the pro heroes, which emerges with the alignment that you need these young heroes to save the day, because All Might's all wrapped up too, and he's coughing, he's tired, he's timed out. To see how they all got to, I love this fucking class. All they do is work together. All they do is work together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you even have Bakugo, who hates or just doesn't like certain people in this classroom. By the end of it, it's like, get him, go, plus ultra. I love that. You have them climbing up to this tower, defending themselves against all these bad guys with guns and using ingenuity and the discoverance of each other's powers to, make solutions to problems. It was basically like 3 whole My Hero episodes put together, with such a concise plot for me. Usually I'm the type that's like, oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Oh, but where did he go? Everything was accounted for throughout the entire thing. And it even wrapped up quite nicely with one of the major good guys, being thrown into the dark light of villainy. And his exonerance, right? His what's the word I'm looking for? His absolvement, right? I hate the fact that we had to use one of All Might's greatest friends or greatest people in his past, because we preserve the idea of what All Might was, because we just see All Might from post All For One fight Golden Age, from episode 1 of My Hero on, and worse, to be honest with you, which is really the underlying crisis for this whole thing, was that All Might, and that's what brings you right back to the show, because that's what we're feeling right now. All Might is dying. And we need to feel that, and we do in this movie. And being one of the main problems in this film, it gives me like a protective idea around what I think All Might should be, or All Might is, or All Might was. And to see his former sidekick go down like that, to see somebody who was really instrumental in him becoming All Might go down a dark path like that, I hated it. But he came back around for the goodness of everybody. He was never really gone, but ooh, it got me in my heart. Now, I'm gonna leave that just because I feel like I've gave enough. It's been damn near 20 minutes. I gotta cut up about the All Might movie and put it into like 5 minutes for you guys. So the next segment is going to be for the last episode of My Hero. Let's get into it right now here on Digital World Conquest. It's a bittersweet week, guys. We have officially seen, or at least released, the last episode of Season 3 My Hero. I'm going to miss the intro song. I'm definitely going to miss the outro song. Just to quickly patch everything together, we've had over the last couple of episodes the provisional licensing arc. We had the exams for the provisional license. We had those who got their provisional license, those who didn't, and then we had the main conflict that bubbled between Midoriya and Bakugo, ending in the street brawl. Okay, if you're not caught up, go. It's too good, right? Right now, I'm just gonna quickly sum this up as the last 2 episodes, introducing the new characters, so we can talk about some of our favorite parts of Season 3. Just meaning, what's the main thing that we're gonna miss or take from Season 3. In order to watch Season 3 as a recap, I'll be making an episode a little bit later, just because, hell, we know we won't get one until April. So, but it is confirmed for April, I'm pretty sure. I think I read that or heard it. It is confirmed for April. So just a couple of months, but let's revel and recap together right here on Digital World Conquest. Right now, let's talk about these last 2 episodes where we introduced the big 3, the top signing of UA, right? You have, I can't remember their names, the dog looking boy. I'm gonna put his name somewhere just cause, am I wrong? I'm sorry. I didn't remember him. You also have the blue-haired chick. We don't even know what they do, so I'm sorry if I'm a little nonchalant about them. And we have Pip-Boy. I call him Pip-Boy because I can't remember his name, but he seems like an overall good guy. I like him, and this last episode was really all about his introduction, right? So in order to have our work studies program, these heroes are going to be, or these pro heroes, these newly fledged pro heroes, blah, 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 are going to be going out into the world and working as actual pro heroes. So in order to understand the gravity of what's going on, Aizawa has had the top 3 students of UA third years to come and talk to the students. Now, this basically boils down to none of them really having oh my fucking god. Oh, I'm foaming at the mouth. Alright. This boils down to them not really having the social skills in order to elaborate on the work studies program for the class, but they ultimately have this showdown with Pip-Boy, and they get to understanding after his speech what is so instrumental about this work studies program, what is so monumental about this work studies program, and how does it need to be approached. I think it gave not just the class but the viewers a nice interpretation of what should we be expecting season 4. We have this introduction of this new villain overhaul and the addition, to the League of Villains, who are already in their last episodes making their major moves. I can't wait. So as far as when we get into season 4, I'm sure we're going straight to the work studies. I'm not sure, but I would love to see Midoriya work with Gran Torino again after he had that phone call. I think, unless they have some crazy twist to introduce season 4 where Midoriya is going to be working with some crazy pro hero like Endeavor or something, but it seems like it's been brought to the right cliff. Not every season ends on the right cliffhanger. I feel like we're hanging on the right cliff for this one, especially since we have a movie to be satiated with until April. This dude's quirk, let's just get into that, and then we can cut it dry. I can get off your TV or your computer, and we can be done with it. This guy's quirk is a fucking amazing. So his quirk, Pip-Boy's quirk is permeation. So going through things, right, and then releasing his quirk and being propelled or repelled out of things, right, to be accurate. And after the display that we got of his power, it wasn't hard to understand why he was number 3. But after his explanation, it was hard to understand how he got there. And it's a crazy inspirational little pep talk from Pip-Boy that it shocks the class. It shocked me, right? He has a quirk where it's basically, so let me use layman's terms since I can't express an elaborate vernacular right now, right? So basically, this nigga's quirk had him in last place just because the application he was using with it was not good enough. And that's basically what all of us are going through. Superhero or non-superhero, quirkful or quirkless. We all have things that we need to overcome and learn how to motivate and applicate ourselves in order to achieve those. And that's basically what transcended from this man's conversation. Is that, hey, I can't even see, sense, or smell when I use my quirk, but I've become number 1 by applying my mind and applying my heart into what I have before me, which is what I'm doing with Digital World Conquest, is what you're doing in your life, is what we all should be doing and pursuing, right? I already love Pip-Boy. I thought I wasn't gonna like him. I thought he was gonna be like some low-key, like weird dude, like half villain kinda, cause that smile, come on, that Pip-Boy smile, come on, it's too weird. I don't like it, get it out of here. But he's the perfect role model for Todoroki, for Bakugo, for Kirishima, for Midoriya. The scars on it, he doesn't stop. Like the same scars Midoriya has on his hands from using All for One past 5% is the same scars Pip-Boy has on his arms for the same reason. Application, practice, gaining experience. And I fucking love it. I can't wait. We've been set up here better than we've been set up in the past couple of seasons. And I'm just saying that just because they're pro heroes now. You know, we have to work, for the first time ever, we have to worry about Bakugo and Todoroki because they didn't get their licenses. Like, everything's topsy-turvy, bro, you know? At the end of everything, I want to say, just because I'm going to cut it, Season 4 is going to be lit. Season 3 was amazing. What I took from it was really learning that even if you're given everything, you still have to apply yourself step by step. There is no elevator to success. And I'm not even trying to be corny, but if you've really watched this season like I have, you know that. You know that. Especially since Midoriya still got his ass whooped by Bakugo 2 episodes ago. But between being able to recap through Season 3 and having this movie, which I want to turn in one more thing. I'm sorry, I just got to say one more thing. The fact that they put All for One in the movie and was like, hey, yeah, this is actually all me, and I'm behind this, ha ha ha. But you don't actually see me in the movie as a non-canon. Oh, I was fiending that shit. I was like, you guys are some loose screws, and I love it. But, with the speculation of what these new heroes are going to be like, these new villains, these new experiences, being in the pro hero world, and having our first My Hero movie in theaters this weekend, it was a great time to be a My Hero Academia fan, Boku no Hero Academia fan, and if you're not on the train, you got to get on it because this is the best time. We're about to take off. We're just about to take off, okay? So rest assured that you're well taken care of. Relax your seat in your cabin and enjoy the ride because Season 4 is going to be lit. Right? It's going to be crazy. I am Ja Harris. This is Digital World Conquest, and I will see you later. Stay tuned. Plus ultra. But there are young people being pistol whipped in this production, okay? You can rest assured on that, and I like it.